just a little silly, playful exercise when we're feeling anxious and worrying about the future and feeling stressed out. So let's play with this. I predict a terrible future. Very terrible, dark, extremely dark, extremely bad, the worst possible thing. I can see the worst. I can feel the worst. I can imagine the very possible worst scenario. And I feel that the worst will happen to me. I see the worst. I feel that the worst is going to happen. It is coming my way. And I'm going to fail and feel terrible and miserable and depressed. The very worst. The worst possible thing that can happen will happen to me. The worst. I won't be able to go. I won't be able to survive. Everything. I'll suffer. Agony. Pain. Distress. And I won't survive. I'll be so depressed for the rest of my life. That sounds kind of tragic, doesn't it? Okay. That doesn't sound very promising, does it? I don't think that is quite what I would prefer to have or would look forward to. And yes, that's on the cards. I can see it. I know because I can think of it. Because the words come to my mind and I feel it. And the voices, the sounds, the images, the thoughts, they're all telling me that it's going to be like this. Really? I've got a little question. If you can predict the future, can you read and the lottery, or can you play the lottery? Can you get sort of some lucky numbers to get some money? Also, how do you actually know that is actually what's going to happen? How do you actually know? How can you be certain? Because I can think, because I feel it. And if I feel it, it's true. Because I feel it everywhere in my body. Because I feel it is true. Well, there is one thing. Feelings are actually not facts. It's just an inference. It's just our way of thinking. It's not a real fact. Two people walking down the street will have the same experience in terms of observable, but will have a different experience in terms of thinking and noticing different things. So one can go down the street and say, everything is terrible, and the other one can go down the street and say, oh, look at that, that is beautiful, that is inspiring, that is nice. And another one, if you put a third person, will walk down the street and say, some things are not quite right, but some things are good. Just notice the good and the bad. Now, 3 people, same street, 3 different experiences. But I see it, I feel it, I know. Now, here's the one thing. What is your evidence? And also, okay, I'll give you that there is a possibility. However, what is the probability of that happening? Oh, wow. I don't actually know. Okay, but there's another thing. Your future, with this terrible future, you will not be able to cope. You will not be able to cope at all. Okay, that sounds terrible. I'm not sure if I want to experience this kind of future. Shall I give up now? Yes! Oh, but I don't really want to. If I'm here, I might as well enjoy the gifts, you know? See the beauty and find the meaning. Do my best, kind of thing. Also, how do I know that I might not be able to learn? What about if I am able to learn new skills? What about if I'm able to use my previous experience, the knowledge and resources that I have now, and my ability to learn in order to find solutions? What about if actually I cope with the struggles, but okay, might not be a perfect way of coping, but I still cope? How about that? How about if I have the courage when I'm struggling to ask someone for help, like a health professional or a doctor, or reach for a book, try to learn, try to find the support and the knowledge? How about that I actually notice my capabilities and I notice my abilities? What about if I practice my resilience and my skills and actually get better? How about that? Anyway, this is just a little silly moment with some nuggets of insights and choices. Sometimes our brain gets hijacked by this perceived terrible future that we're creating in our minds and our inability to cope with it. But let's just remind our brain that while there is a possibility that many things will go wrong and will go wrong, tired, sleep. What's the possibility? Often that will not happen, and if it does happen, then it might not feel good, but there's also a possibility that we will be able to cope, not perfectly, but the best that we can. And we have survived many things, challenges in the past, and we can still survive many more to come. So, I hope this moment helped you feel a little bit less anxious, worried, stressed, and a little bit more comfort. Just knowing that you have the ability to learn, the ability to let go, and you have the ability to cope even if it's not perfect, and you will be okay. I know. My ball is a kiwi. Bye. Love my heart.